Welcome back. We are here with our 1560s recap video. So let's get into it. In 1560, we had Gracia Heredia be born and become an infant along with Artemisia Hobard. And then we had Barnabas Hobard become a toddler. The Hobards have so many kids. Juliana Larkin, our very own, became a child, and our Katerina as well became a young adult and got married. Gareth Heredia unfortunately passed away. We had Katerina's young adult birthday to start off the year before Gabriel had to demand a marriage between her and Amos because they did the deed. We have Sibley and Nicholas falling in love, and of course Nicholas getting mad at Katerina over the whole thing with her hurting Isaac. We had Juliana's birthday where she became a child, and then of course the royal wedding. And then we have Sibley and her sister becoming enemies with each other, and Nicholas reassuring Sibley that he does love her despite his old feelings for Isaac. In 1561, for birthdays, we have Prince Amos Light II, Isaac Dubois II, the future Marquis, Celestria Heredia becoming an infant, as well as her twin Castor Heredia, and Dennis Hobard becoming an infant. As for toddlers, we have Gracia Heredia, who we just saw, and then also, like we saw last year, Artemisia Hobard, and then our dear Nicholas becoming a young adult and almost dying. We have Nicholas rejecting Isaac's advances. He's now fully in with Sibley. We have the kids playing together, enjoying each other's company. We have Sibley stealing her sister's psychic powers. We have the wedding between Nicholas and Sibley going forward as planned. We have Juliana arguing with her father about independence and therefore her being mad that her sister has more freedom than she does and them getting into conflicts with each other. Sibley ending up pregnant, and our dear Nicholas having his birthday and surviving it despite his roles. In 1562, we have the twins, Audrey Light and Avina Light, both princesses, Audrey being the future queen, being born. We also have Humphrey Dubois being born, and Miles Hobard. Hobards just keep popping out kids. Isaac Dubois II became a toddler along with Celestria Heredia, our future daughter, and then Dennis Hobard. As for the children, we have Hury Brigg and his sister Amice Brigg. And then we also have, oh, they were triplets, right. Erasmus Brigg was the third one. Forgot about him. He dies. Sears Stroud became a young adult. And as for deaths, we have Amos Light II, unfortunately passing away, the heir to the throne, Castor Heredia passing away, and Aislena Light passing away. As for the story, we have Juliana pushing back against her father for independence, Nicholas deciding to join the church as part of his Renaissance sim adventures. We have Sibley coming out to the world as psychic, the kids all hanging out, having a club together, enjoying each other, Florence deciding to go off and treasure hunt. Unfortunately, we did lose our baby that Sibley had, but Gabriel is enjoying being a grandparent. And then we have Florence asking Cyr to join her on her treasure hunting adventure. In 1563, we have, for birthdays, Eustace Hobard becoming an infant. As for the twin princesses, the future Queen Audrey Light and then her sister Avina Light becoming toddlers, along with Humphrey Dubois, is that his name? Humphrey Dubois. Miles Hobard as well. As for our dear Alice Larkin becoming a teenager, and of course our Florence becoming a young adult. We have a lot of overlapping birthdays. And then unfortunately, Sibley Larkin passing away. So we first had Florence roll to die, and we pleaded for her, and we did end up saving her, so that was really good. She survived. And then we have our future queen meeting her grandfather, and we have a Christmas being, giving presents to each other. Florence then having her birthday and planning to leave to go treasure hunting with Cyr. And even though Gabriel didn't want her to go, she was determined to, and he eventually had to let her go. After Sibley passed away, we did plead for her, but unfortunately we did fail in that pleading, and she ended up passing away without any children. As for this year, we also had the plague. So Isaac Dubois passed away along with his wife Elizabeth Dubois. Susanna Light, the former queen, passed away, and then Gareth Heredia also passed away. Erasmus Brigg, like I said before, he did end up dying, and so did Osric Gamal. And then lastly, in the plague, we lost Artemisia Hobard. So that was all of the deaths for that year. In 1564, we have for birthdays Eustace Hobard becoming a toddler and his older brother Richard Hobard II becoming a child. We have Enid Whitehead becoming a teenager. We hate her later. And then Anchor Whitehead also becoming a teenager. Then for deaths, we have Barnabas Hobart dying. We did add some new families in to start a bunch of new stories, including Queen Arella Gold and her daughter Princess Catherine Gold. So then we have another family, the Waldrick family, with the father Angus, the mother Dechana, and then their two children, Damaris and Camille. So that was the Waldrick family. We added the Domino family, including Sir Bert Domino and his son Miguel. He was looking for a wife. And then we added in a few townies, random bachelorettes, including Paulina Kostadinov and Lyudmila Todorova and Randolph Manuel and Philippe Davidson and Jerome Rockwell. So those are all those townies. Please forgive my pronunciation. Then we have Alphonse and Amos talking about wanting a male heir. We have our Sims meeting the new royals. We have Nicholas woohooing with Angus, and Alice entrapping Bert to be her husband. Not good stuff. In 1565, we have Joanna Domino be born to Alice and Bert. We also have Madison Whitehead becoming a teenager along with Agnes Brigg. And then for young adults, we have Bennett Cruikshank. Then for the story, we have Angus introducing Nicholas to his daughter, Damaris. We have Alice telling her father that she is pregnant. We have Damaris mocking her for getting pregnant out of wedlock, but Alice getting engaged to Bert and then quickly getting married because of, obviously the pregnancy. And then we have Amos starting to wander, starting to try to find someone else to give him a son. In 1566, we have Gracia Heredia passing away along with Amos Light, and then Lawrence Gainford in a related death incident. So in Katerina's life, we have Amos basically telling her that he is going to find someone else to give him a son. So she murders him and frames Lawrence for the murder, which works. And we have Nicholas almost getting entrapped by Damaris, but luckily he was saved by Anne. And the two of them decided to enter a contract marriage so that he can help take care of her daughter, which actually was needed. We have Nicholas telling his family about the wedding. And then we also have Alice making a new crush on Bennett. In 1567, we have Genevieve Larkin and Gwendolyn Larkin being born, our baby twins. We have Joanna Domino, now Larkin, as a toddler. We have Celestria Heredia becoming a child. Dennis Hobart becoming a child, our dear Juliana becoming a teenager, and then as for deaths, we have Isaac Dubois II passing away, sending that title to his brother, and then unfortunately Anne Light, our new wife, and Alphonse Light, the king, who was king for quite a long time. In the story, we have Arella making a move on Alphonse now that Amos is dead, but Katerina decides to woohoo him to death in order to secure the spot as her daughter being queen and not letting anybody take that from her. So it does work, and we have the new queen, Audrey, and then we have a birthday for Celestria, and we have Angus being angry at Nicholas for not going with his daughter. And we have Juliana really trying to get freedom still. It's really not working for her. But we do have our twins be born. But unfortunately, Anne did not survive her role. She must have known she was going to die, and that's why she came to us. But We have then Aeneid and Alice becoming new friends, but Aeneid betraying Alice and telling her husband about Alice's crush. And that brings us to 1568, where we have the birthdays of the twins Audrey and Evina Light, Queen Audrey and her sister Evina, who ended up being evil. And then we also have Humphrey Dubois, who's living with them because he's an orphan. And then we have Miles Hobart becoming a child, and Damaris Waldrick becoming a young adult and getting married to us, as we will see shortly. So we have Aeneid getting engaged to Bert in an act of betrayal. We have Juliana starting to sneak out, meeting up with Anchor. We have Nicholas trying to get close to Celestria as a parent. We have Nicholas also making a deal with Angus about the wedding. He finally gave in to marry Damaris. And then we have the elder birthday for Gabriel and the wedding to Damaris. So that is 1568. So then in 1569, we have the last year of the decade. We have our twins becoming toddlers, not deciding to become toddlers. They became toddlers. That is Genevieve and Gwendolyn. We have Eustace Hobart becoming a child. He's actually such a cute kid. And then we have Hughie Brigg and his sister Amice Brigg becoming teenagers. And then we have Aeneid Whitehead becoming a young adult so that she can get married. We have the twins' birthdays happening here, followed by a family conflict over Damaris's behavior as the new lady of the house. Juliana and Anchor becoming engaged, so being in love, and then enemies with Juliana and Damaris. But Damaris tells her parents that she's in charge. She just needs to have a son, and the kids get to know each other. So that is everything that happened in the 1560s. It's so exciting. I'm really excited to get on to the 1570s to start, really digging into some of those stories. Things are not over yet with Alice. They're not over yet with Juliana. And then, of course, we're going to start up with some of the other kids, and it's just going to be really interesting. Damaris is continuing to be a problem for our family, so we're really going to have an interesting life. Things are not over with Nicholas's love life, just lots of stuff going on, even though I know that there's not like a lot of events historically planned for this decade. It is going to be a really great time still, so I hope you will continue to join me, and I'll catch you in the next one.